Well, lo and behold, here we are back for another Monday. They just keep coming. And you know what? That's great because that means we have another week in which we're going to get to be exploring our year of self-care. What are the ways that we can really support ourselves in thriving throughout our lives by taking really good care of ourselves? Remember, self-care really is just doing the things that help you thrive. So we've got our self-care cards here, and we're going to check in and see what are we going to focus on this week. How are we going to help ourselves thrive? Okay, let's see what comes forward. Oh, interesting. Achievement. Chase your dreams. All right. You may be surprised. By where they lead you. Yes. Okay. I love this. We have on the cover a person kind of running through a field, and we've got this kind of moth butterfly happening. We have a kind of a sun moon situation and some flowers and some forest. Interesting. And there's kind of this opening. I love this right here, this kind of opening where you kind of move through where things have seemed kind of closed off. There's no way through. Am I going to really achieve that dream? Am I going to really reach that goal? You know, that's the thing about it. We set our heart on things. We set, our sight on a dream, on a purpose, and we start after it. And then something happens. Something comes up. Something gets in the way. It gets hard. We get scared. I've been there through many different times in my life. Certainly the process of starting Beyond Surviving and becoming a coach and doing this whole approach to healing sexual trauma from kind of an angle and a direction that wasn't really being done 15 years ago. More people are coming into that now these days, but not so much 15 years ago when I started. And a lot of people were like, that sounds like a crazy dream. That doesn't seem like something that could actually work. And I said, I don't care because I'm going for it. And so, achievement. I think what's tricky here is that for a lot of us who experience sexual trauma, we often make the mistake of collapsing achievement, meeting goals, achieving a dream with our value, our worth. This is really tricky because while, yes, I have a dream and I've achieved that dream, that doesn't make me any worthier or more valuable than if I hadn't achieved that dream. But oftentimes, because of trauma, we start to feel like we need external validation. We need the outside world to tell us that we're good enough. We've got something to offer. We belong, we deserve to be here because so much in our life has said, no, you don't. You don't belong. You're too broken. So one thing I want you all to really pay close attention to as you're exploring this concept and this idea of achievement this week is, can you start to hold these things separate? Your achievements, reaching your goals, reaching your dreams from your worth and your value. And if you're not quite sure how to do that, then I'd love for you to get in touch with me because this is such a huge part of the work that I do with my clients. The other thing I want to say that's kind of coming up for me as I'm thinking about this whole idea of chasing a dream, at the request of a client, I recently watched the movie Tangled. It's a Disney kind of reprise of the fairy tale Rapunzel. So it's kind of been updated and evolved. But Rapunzel in her tower sees these lights in the sky from her window, and she has a dream to go see the lights in the sky, right there up close rather than from afar and from this trapped place. She wants to get out. She wants to explore. And so she does it. And she reaches the moment where she's sitting in the boat and waiting in anticipation. Okay, here it is. Here's the moment that I've been waiting for, that I went on this long journey for, that I fought off villains for, that I had to face the past and all of the negative voices and everything that told me that I shouldn't leave and it was safer to stay in the castle. Y'all feeling me? Do I have to really break down the metaphors around trauma for this? I don't think so. Y'all are smart. You get it. Okay, so there she is. She's gone through the battle. She's reached this moment. And she's sitting in the boat, and she turns to the other character, the guy, and says, "Oh, I'm feeling so nervous." I'm going to paraphrase, right? Feeling just so nervous, I've been waiting for this moment. And what if it isn't everything that I hoped and dreamed it would be? What if I'm disappointed? Oh man, I hear that all of the time. We're going to focus in on right now the dream of breaking free of the past. The dream of being able to really move on with your life. So many people who come and talk with me say, yeah, but gosh, what if I do all this work, but then where I get to is a disappointment. It's not everything that I thought it would be. It's not even any better than how it is today. That's a really common sentiment. What's also a common sentiment is the next thing that Rapunzel says, which is, but what if it is? Uh-oh. What if it is everything that I dreamed it could be? What if it is real? What will I do? What happens next? Who will I be? That is also a really common sentiment that I hear. I loved what the character said to her. I can't remember his name. Isn't that something? But whatever. He says, oh, well then you just get to go after the next dream. Yeah, I love that. I stopped it, I rewound it, I watched it again, I watched it again, I watched it again. You get to pursue the next dream, y'all. When we hit a moment of completion, a moment of revival, a moment of a dream come true, the invitation is sit in it for a while. You don't got to get right on to the next thing necessarily, but it does create this space in which you can actually pursue maybe the dreams that have been blocked and hindered. I just had a client launch her fashion design, her fashion line, if you will, and her website. And she's putting her clothes out there for the world. This is a dream that she has held for so very long, but she had to complete the achievement of resolving and healing her trauma before she could do that, right? She needed to build her confidence. She needed to understand that her worth and her value was separate from whether she sold those clothes or not. I've had a client who just got an investor for her dog treat business. I've had a client who left work and started her own art studio. This is what I see over and over again. When we complete an achievement in a dream, it allows us to then dream more. What's next? So if you're sitting in the place where your current dream is, I want to break free. I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of spending all my time on recovery and thinking about the past and dealing with the trauma and being triggered and being overwhelmed and thinking that I'm the worst person in the world, dealing with negative thoughts all the time, consumed by shame, struggling to set boundaries. All of these things that are getting in the way of maybe the dream that you really, like the next dream. Then I really hope that you will check in with me, that you'll consider the upcoming group program for women, that you'll take whatever next step, even if it's not with me, to take yourself forward. You may be surprised where your dreams lead you. I know I certainly have been. Until next time, take good care of you.